Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
I'm Thom.
I'm Dan.
I'm Rick.
And we are playing some Destiny, the role-playing game. It's very exciting. First time in the studio. First time doing it on camera.
Do they call it Destiny the RPG?
It's just called MechWarrior Destiny.
Ooh, okay.
MechWarrior Destiny. Not to be confused with BattleTech Destiny, which is our own homebrew of tabletop and RPG. But this is just straight RPG. So I'm going to be the game master tonight, but as you know with Destiny, or maybe you don't know, it is sort of a shared game mastering experience. So everybody gets to contribute to the story. I basically just control the bad guys. So it'll be fun. So this is sort of our pilot episode, if you will. We're going to play a mission out of the book. It's called Uprising, and the missions in the book are very straightforward. There are scenes. We play through the scenes. It basically tells you roughly what happens, you know, at the start and at the end, like where the scene stops and starts, and you sort of fill in the middle. So we're going to start with that, and we'll see what happens. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm ready.
I'm
ready, dropship captain.
Arr.
We have to think of a new, game master.
You can't be a
You
game
got
master.
dungeon master. We got to come up with a good BattleTech specific.
I know Star Wars. It's Galaxy Master. I think.
Right.
Is this still?
Well, if we're
I
doing
think it was in the old one.
If we're doing Fed Sons, what's their? Do they have a special name for their
Baron.
hierarchy?
Well, Baron.
Aaron the Baron.
The game baron. Ooh.
The game. I sound like I don't know, like a.
The game baron.
Like a mustache. I'll get a monocle. All right, guys. Well, the action is about to commence, so stay tuned and don't go away. We'll be right back. And we're back. We're back here at the gaming table. So, I'm going to read through the mission briefing, just to give you guys a recap on what we've got going on. Now, these mission briefings, unlike D&D or whatever, normally it's reserved for the dungeon master or the game master or the game baron, as it were. But on these, everyone's supposed to read them. Everyone's supposed to understand what's going on. So I'm going to read this to you. And then we'll get into the action, all right? So the governor of a nearby system just arrived on world after being driven from his own planet in a coup. There were no reports of unrest, so this development catches regional leaders completely unprepared. The world in question is not the most militarily important, so there are no standing garrison beside the local militia. Those troops were either defeated easily by the usurpers or turned on the governor. It's unclear which. What is clear is that this sort of thing cannot stand in a civilized society. So the commander's call, fresh off the dropship, and we already have a new mission. Turns out our friendly neighbors might not be that friendly. Seems some rabble-rousers put together an insurrection and overthrew the planetary government. The governor is here, all a panic, demanding fresh troops to put down the rebels. We're the closest outfit, so we're up. Pack your bags, kiddies. This one sounds like fun. So that's the sort of the commander's message. The objectives: secure the spaceport, secure the Capitol building, destroy the rebellion, capture the rebel leadership. Preferably not in that order, because I assume if you destroy the rebellion, you wouldn't be able to capture the leadership. So. Side note, but jokes aside, I mean this is very cool because this basically gives you everything you need to get the adventure going. There's a whole bunch of these in this book. We decided that I decided, as I am the game baron. I decided that this is going to take place on the planet of Rowe, which is in the Federated Sun space. It's near the Draconis Combine border, and also close enough to the Outworlds Alliance that, there might be some influence there. So it is up to you guys to kind of decide and sort of fill in the gaps exactly what is going on. But the first scene here basically is at the spaceport. So you carry out a combat drop on the spaceport expecting trouble, however you find none. The spaceport appears to be running efficiently and properly. There are no hostiles. You round up everybody working at the spaceport and try to find out why the rebels did not attack. The staff is resentful being questioned at the end of a gun, but they make it clear that the insurrection is not entirely undesirable compared to the governor's administration. Who knows? What awful things was he doing? The staff is left to carry out their duties while the rebels settle in at the capital. So, we're going to start this scene right after the combat drop. So, Thom, you're playing the role of a tank commander.
That's right.
And you guys are playing his tank crew, at least for now. Rick is a dispossessed mech warrior.
He's just along for the ride.
He's just along for the ride. He lost his mech in the last mission.
I'm good muscle for this one, though.
Good muscle. And
They didn't
Dan
have a ship big enough.
No,
for his mech.
for me or my ego.
He forgot to pack his mech. So anyway, basically you guys are now out of the tank, right? You're sort of walking around the spaceport looking for clues. You just got off basically the comms with your commander, and he's furious. He's looking for answers, and he's demanding that you find them. So Thom,
Yeah.
what do you think? Where could the rebels be?
In the Capitol building.
They're just all hiding in the Capitol building.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like are they like spread out around the city?
I don't know. Where could
Yeah.
they be? Where do you want to look?
Well, I'm instantly suspicious that the spaceport crew are rebels. Obviously, they're just pretending to not be rebels. So we got to interrogate them, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
At the end of a gunpoint.
Or
That's
tank.
what I've heard.
That's what I've heard. So you have done some basic interrogation to start with.
Yeah.
However,
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Right.
Like, we're functionaries. We're just here for the cargo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you
Do
know.
we trust them? Do I have any? Is there like an interrogate skill? I'm pretty sure.
Sure,
Which
yeah.
I didn't take because I ran out of skill points.
Well, let's figure out first where you want to go, because the spaceport is vast. I mean, space for military dropships, civilian dropships, the massive like mammoth class merchant dropships.
Going right to the control
shuttles going up and back, right? And
Well, actually,
also-
that's a good question. So, like, we look around, and is it still a bustling spaceport, or is it just like dead? Nothing's coming in and going out.
Well, at this point, everything's been locked down.
Right.
Every so often, like a Crucis Lancer airspace fighter flies by overhead. Like, they have everything locked down, your unit, right?
But and they've taken over the domestic military force. I
There was
assume.
nothing to take over. There was
so
zero
there's
resistance.
Security, nothing.
So
Yeah.
the plane or the plane flying overhead, friendly?
Yeah,
or
friendly,
te-
right.
Oh, it's one of
Yeah,
ours.
Crucis Lancers. Yeah, that's your unit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you meant because they had Crucis Lancer.
Oh, no. They're
Stuff.
nope. Yeah,
Okay.
so you guys are basically in full control. Your unit is in full control of the spaceport.
And coming here, we knew they didn't have. Did they have mech forces? Did they have aerospace?
You had very little intel coming in, but the assumption is that they have some hardware. But
Okay.
your recon units are being dispatched now.
And
You've landed multiple dropships in this spaceport, and you were expecting staunch resistance, but there was nothing.
Okay, so we're not just like an advanced force. We're part of a landing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and so if we see the hardware that would be on the Rowe, would it be painted the same? Would they bear the same paint schemes and everything?
What do you mean?
Like, is Rowe is part of
The Federated Sons.
The Fed
Yeah.
Sons,
So
right.
the only thing that was here was like a militia.
right? Like if they have mechs or they have planes, would they look like our planes?
No, they would look totally different.
because
Yeah.
we're Crucis Lancers.
Correct. Yeah, you have a certain
No.
the Lancers have a certain
Okay.
livery.
Yeah. So the two things I would say is like, is it bustling? It's not. It's all locked down. I would go to the control tower.
Okay.
Because they're the people always in charge. And second is, as we're going there, I really want to scope out and see, like, are there a bunch of refugees, like, if we see, or are people, like, pretty chill about the whole thing,
I don't know.
So,
Dan,
Yeah, so
tell
we're-
us, what do we see?
I mean, walking through, we pretty much see it's just desolate. It's just the workers, a lot of just containers.
sweeper,
Sweeping,
everything.
basically just, it just seems
Whistling.
like it's been abandoned, but not, because it's still maintained.
Yep.
It's still clean for the
Eerily
most part.
quiet.
Yeah, and just making our way up there. I mean, a lot of our compatriots, compadres, whatever you want to call them, walking through, basically doing the same thing we are, trying to just see if we can find anything that would be suspicious, I guess, or out of place. I mean, honestly, I would say we should probably go to the control tower. I agree with you, and see if we can't find if there's like a roster, like a duty roster, or something that would show that we have a listing of everybody that's supposed to be here is the actual people that work at the spaceport, and it's not like Thom said.
Okay.
Well, the question is, will our tank fit into the lift to get up to the control tower? Or do we have to actually get out of it?
You're already out of your tank. Your tank is parked. So you guys make your way across, one of the landing pads, one of the empty landing pads to the closest control tower. Now there are several, sort of minor air traffic control towers, but there is one main sort of command center that you guys have identified. So you make your way over there. You can see a couple of Crucis Lancers mechs on the periphery of the spaceport on patrol, just sort of, cruising by, kicking up dust in the distance there. And per what you said, very quiet, although, some engines are whirring in the background and things like that of dropships that have recently touched down. So you make your way up to the control tower.
The rebels have no checkpoints set up or anything?
There's no
completely
rebels.
out of- yeah.
So far you haven't seen any rebels.
Okay.
All right. You were expecting resistance.
Something, yeah.
But nothing yet.
Okay.
So you walk up to the door.
Well, I feel like we take a lift upstairs.
All right.
And then we open up the door.
All right. So open. You hit the lift.
Yeah. You don't touch doors in the future.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I forget.
Immersion.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it could be low tech.
You walk up to the door.
Yep. So we enter inside, and inside are compatriots of ours that have already secured the area.
Okay.
And in there's your standard, I don't know, air traffic control people.
Yeah. Just,
right.
Right. Yeah. Nerds.
Absolutely.
Nerds.
Pocket protectors.
So
Calculator watches.
nerds, but there's terminals out all over the place, and our fellow brothers in arms, they've already identified who's in charge there.
Okay.
And we luck out, and that person's already at gunpoint. It's crazy.
That's fantastic.
just
I mean,
boom.
sounds like classic Federated Sons.
Right. So the good news for us is that they figured it out, but the main studs are now walking into the room, and they defer to us to come over and start interrogating
The head honcho guy.
The head honcho, exactly.
Okay. So one of the soldiers there, the Crucis Lancers soldiers, salutes as you guys walk in. He says, "Sir, we tried very hard to get him to talk. I'll be honest, I don't think he's a rebel. But there's a room over there if you do want to interrogate him."
Sure. I think we can take him aside. Rebel or not, I'm sure he still has information for us.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I just want to go home.
We'll see about that.
Is that really him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm a battle-hardened veteran. I'm not actually veteran rank, but a veteran.
Okay.
Just to be clear, Rick, not a veteran.
I too am no longer a veteran.
Okay.
It's just a regular character.
Also
I have
regular.
no time for this kind of behavior, though. Get a hold of yourself. Come with us.
He's like, okay, fine.
Get yourself together. You're the leader of this spaceport. I expect better. Let's go.
He's like, I'm just the shift manager.
Well, right now you're the head honcho, hombre.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you grab him and
Yeah.
you take him into the side room. So the room is it's like some sort of, there's like cables running up and down the wall. You're not really sure. Maybe it's like a comm terminal. Do you have communications, or do you?
I do. Yeah.
Make a quick roll for me if you don't mind against
roll
your
too?
communications.
That-
Yeah, sure. If you do as well.
Oh, a little 10.
I got a 9.
Okay, so you recognize, this is definitely long range comm cables. One's a power cable, the other ones are basically just
Is anything hijacked? Do I notice any sort of intercepting devices or anything on them? Because I do have my comm gear kit.
Do you notice anything?
Yeah, I noticed that there's so as I'm checking out the stuff and plotting, okay, see power cables, communication cables, that kind of stuff. I do notice that there's like a box on along, basically like they clamp on,
Like the vampire.
Yeah, like a clamshell thing off to the side, and then the cable running out of the room, through a freshly drilled hole because there's a little bit of the dust from the.
You're like
drill
on the
bit.
floor.
Like, oh yeah.
Freshly drilled.
Yeah, that's space plaster, all right.
Space plaster.
So yeah. So I noticed I don't say anything to the guy, but we noticed that. So
Yeah.
like, something's up.
Okay.
Mark that.
Mental note.
So get the guy in the room. We sit him down. So there's probably one of those automated future coffee machines, right? They're like, do you want some coffee? You look like you've been through a lot today.
K-cup machine.
Yeah, K-cup machines.
Very futuristic.
But instead of touching, you just look at it and goes.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we say, yeah, like you look like you had a day. Do you need a drink? Sit down. We're not going to beat you up. That's not how we roll. We just trying to get our footing here. I want to talk a little bit. You okay? You need a drink?
I don't want anything. I just want to go home.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to be here. Okay, so let's make this quick. What happened? What have you been told? Have you been given any instructions on how to operate the spaceport since the government's been overthrown? You had to have let the governor off the planet, so somebody told you to, right? How did that all go down?
He didn't leave from the spaceport. I didn't even know the governor wasn't on this world.
What, he has a private spaceport?
I think he left from Phalanx West, which is, on the other side.
Regional spaceport.
Regional spaceport, yeah.
Okay.
International, this is just local.
So what happened after? Did you get instructions? I mean, this place looks like nothing's coming in or going out.
Well, I mean, we just got locked down by your military force. Everything was fine until, about 11:30 this morning.
Yeah. Are you in charge?
I mean, I'm in charge of this command center. We just orchestrate the comings and goings of all the ships.
Who do you report to? Shift command.
He's like, I report up to my manager. He oversees the operations at the spaceport.
Is he on duty right now?
No, I haven't seen him all day.
Okay, you hold tight. I want you to get in touch with your boss soon. Just stay there. We need to talk. So I pull the guys to the side and I go to Colin. I say, notice anything about those comm cables?
I did. The box.
Yeah. Well, I'm more whispering to the side here. Yeah, it looks like don't let on, but check out the comm cables on the wall. You'll notice that there's a line running off of them that doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's pretty half-assed.
Do I see some drilling in the floor there?
It looks like it tastes like space plastic.
Yes. So
Pretty sure it's fresh.
I mean, there's no way that rebels are getting in here and drilling holes in the floor without these guys
Knowing about it.
knowing about it.
Right, or it was done. Maybe they did this as a staging part. Maybe it's been done for weeks or a week.
I think he knows more than he's letting on. He's here. We've already talked to him from 5 a.m. till 10 at night. His boss doesn't come in, but he's here all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to get to his boss because he must be compromised. But I mean, listen, if you think I don't know much about interrogation, so I don't know if you.
Does anybody
Having
have
experience with
perception trained?
Are you crazy?
I mean, there's really no concept of
Are
training,
you crazy?
but
Yeah,
no, nobody said that as a
I
skill.
didn't
I mean,
know
I
if
have
you
good
could.
vision,
You have good vision?
which gives it +1 to perception.
Okay, so can you roll perception? Perception is it's intelligence based.
All right.
I wouldn't
So
think
you're gonna
about it.
add, I guess, just if you don't have it, as a skill. Okay.
Critical failure. Automatic failure. We noticed nothing.
I went blind.
Yeah.
Good deal.
You quickly looked at one of the several suns.
So we turn around. Well, yeah, so we're conferring to the side and we turn around and the guys pulled a gun on us. Where did he have the gun?
Dan.
I have no idea.
Whoa, buddy, I pull out my laser rifle. I say, doesn't have to go down this way, man.
It's his narration.
I pull out I
Wait,
immediately
you see the bad guy
draw
right
my
now?
machine gun.
Oh.
on him. My 249.
I mean, how do you have a
I
machine?
mean, it's actually
You
like.
guys are like all in like a closet. You're like, I pull out my rifle, I pull out my machine gun.
Well, it's because
I mean, for the love of
it's
God.
strapped across my chest, so I basically had it this
Wait, they
entire
had a
time.
K-cup machine in here. It can't be that small. No, okay. I pull out my katana. I got my katana. Think. I say, put that weapon down.
I fired. Right up.
All right,
He pulled on us.
all right. You don't even need to roll.
I
You
jumped
just
to the-
unload into him, and he just slumps down in his chair. You hear screams of panic out in the room behind you.
I open the door.
opens.
We're all okay.
The door opens up, and one of your own comes in with his rifle up. He's like, "Is everything all right?"
He drew down on us, and he did not survive.
Who searched him? Did nobody search that guy for weapons when we got here?
We searched him. He was clean.
Unless the weapon was already in the room.
Yeah, that's why we look. There's a tape piece on the gun. It was taped to the table.
He was planning on this
Sneaky.
the whole time.
Sneaky rebels.
But why?
We look at him. We pull out his card. He's got a rebel card. Obviously. No, I don't what the hell? Jeez, man. Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, search his body further.
Yeah.
See if there's anything else.
Well, I
you
mean,
guys- did you guys
you
get
just
anything?
lit him up with like 12
Oh,
rounds
it's-
in a half a second, so he's spurting blood everywhere.
That's not my
I
problem.
asked the soldier. I say, Corporal, did you take anything off? Did you take any items off of him?
No, sir.
All right, let's
Well,
stop screwing around.
Yeah,
with
we gotta
these
find
guys.
where this cable goes at first, at least. So, let's find out where this cable goes. I tell the soldier. I was like, do you got any tech guys? Do you got any comm guys?
Not you, sir.
I mean, I've got.
Cool.
So the cable
Combat,
comes out of
yeah.
the wall, right, and it goes
Yeah.
into the floor, or it
This
goes
is all
back into the
comm.
wall.
No, like down through the floor. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
You tell us, Dan. Where's
So-
it go?
Oh yeah, you tell us then.
so it's going into the floor, but the floor is actually like
Like concrete. This
Yeah,
is like
but
a
it-
concrete building.
no. It's not concrete. It's
Oh,
got
I'm-
steel.
why am I telling
like,
you?
Yeah, plates. So we
Ooh.
pull the plate up, and we see that there's actually a so word
Like a relay or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
a relay system that's getting attached to. So everything that's going, and it's recording everything.
Ah.
It's got one of those goofy little like satellite dish things. You know?
So
Real
basically,
small.
it's recording everything that's coming down and all the communications going on between our units and the comms towers. And it seems like it's actually connected to the entire system throughout the spaceport, so that rebels are knowing exactly.
Is there any control modules like where they can shut stuff off or
That would be
eject?
something. I mean, there's a bunch of wires going into it.
Ooh.
I mean, I could probably disconnect it, but this
Yeah.
is just one of. This is a greater thing.
Wow. Okay.
We're,
So they got the
we're
whole
gonna
thing
need to
locked
figure
down.
out where the greater control, the core is for this.
Worse
So
than I feared.
the guy that you shot, I'm assuming you strafed him, right?
Oh, yeah,
Right up
dude,
center.
Not a chance.
So real quick, I just want to check him for earpiece. You know, maybe
Mm-hmm.
some type of personal communicator that he has on him that we
Yeah.
can somehow backtrack to it. I do not have perception.
You don't need.
Can I? I mean, he's dead, right? So
Yeah,
I
just-
can.
he
I
can't
can
hide
go
it from
over
you.
him. Exactly.
Well, I mean, sure, like things can still be very concealed. So
Ooh.
you know,
Oh,
you
this is
never,
the
you never
future.
know. This is the
Yeah.
future, guys.
I mean,
So make a
Open up.
roll. So it's
I
gonna
have a
be
knitting kit.
intelligence,
knitting
which
kit?
you're not. He does. He's
Okay,
he's
That's how I
cultured.
deal with my
dude, rock on.
PTSDs.
Rock on. On my
I've
hand.
been knitting.
9.
So you got a 9. All right.
Check his hair.
So you don't find anything.
Wow. All right. So he's acting on his own, pulling a gun on us. I feel like these other fellas that are out here. I mean, he's either brand new or they've all been in cahoots together. So let's just go grab the next guy.
Just go through the. Well, I think we need to get to his boss.
That's
Why-
I agree.
Can we
but-
get his phone? The data slate. What do they call it in the
Yeah,
future?
yeah, this is phone.
Future
Yeah,
phone.
like Pat.
Yeah.
Datapad?
Sure, it's got data
It's,
pad.
it's actually
Yeah.
a flip phone.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got
so-
like a Motorola StarTAC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I yeah. So you're rifling, trying to find his head.
None.
I pull his phone out of out of his wrist thing. Obviously, it's
Yeah,
like some kind of
obviously,
wrist thing.
yeah.
I plug my thing in, unlock it. do I need to roll for that? It's not like encrypted. It's not like a military phone. It's just like a personal communicator.
Boss, and then some contact
100%
information.
jerk boss, actually.
Right, it's what it says in the
Or boss, comma jerk, actually.
I don't know.
'Cause he's got it really well organized.
I don't know that you'll be able to find the boss's name. I mean, you might be able to interrogate one of the other people, but he's got like hundreds of contacts in his phone.
Man, this guy was really popular, huh? Any text messages?
He's a local TikTok influencer.
Yeah, you just see all these videos like, hey guys, in the spaceport. Yeah.
There goes a Union class. Whoa!
Yeah, there's jerk, Fed sons, whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, so I smashed his phone out of anger. I also have anger issues.
You have anger issues.
Yeah, no, I pocket,
classic tanker.
Yeah, I pocket his phone, just in case. But yeah, I don't know. I think we.
So while you're pocketing his phone and
I'm
you're
still messing with that.
messing that thing,
Yeah.
I'm walking out into the other room where everybody else is, and just grabbing a dude, bringing him in, and say, you know.
So you bring him in. He like looks at his dead boss and
Right.
like freaks out.
So and I just say, listen, this is what happened to him. This goes one of two ways for you.
Yeah,
That way, or you tell us who your boss is.
we were all on the Federated Sons here. I'm a loyal citizen. Why are you doing this?
I don't. Well, that's fine that you're a loyal citizen. Give me your boss's contact information.
He's like, you just killed my boss.
His bosses. Who's the top boss here?
He's like, Justin Calling.
Justin. How do I get a hold of Justin?
we should go to the administration
Yeah,
office.
like the directory.
Yeah,
Like,
just
it's gotta
go
be
through their personnel.
For the love of
files.
God.
I mean, it's the obvious thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We drag this guy. See, where's HR at?
Where's it?
Show us where the administration is.
All right.
We throw him.
Yeah. So he'll lead you. He's like, I'll take you there. He said, just please don't kill me.
Before we go, I'm gonna disconnect all the wiring to the relay.
You're gonna need to make a roll.
All right. Technician. Computers.
It's actually a bomb.
Yeah, technician.
Don't roll double ones or it's a bomb.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot.
That's a 9. And so that's 14.
So it was in fact trapped. There are explosives inside of it, but you were able to get everything disconnected safely.
Yay.
How
Have all your
powerful
digits.
of a bomb?
It would have taken the whole tower out. Yeah.
For sure, all the time the very first episode.
That would have
been
been so good.
Thanks, Wargaming. Have a great night.
Just start right over. Now we're a hovercraft crew. Just keep getting. It's like the karma thing.
just respawn.
Eventually we'll be like grunts.
Oh, I get what you're
Then we'll be
saying.
the sweepers.
Yeah, then you'll be the sweepers. It's only a matter of time.
As another crew walks by us. Okay, so we get to the administration office.
Before we
have
go,
to
the guys at our Crucis Lancer compadres, I'm going to let them know to relay it throughout to all the other towers to double check and get to those service areas.
Tell
All
them
right.
how to disconnect.
Yeah, and then explain to them how to disconnect safely and not.
You see towers exploding all over the spaceport. Oh shit, I meant blue wire!
No, the light blue wire,
Oh
not
my
the
God,
medium
that's
blue
really
wire.
funny.
All wires are blue in the future, so it's like
it's very hard.
Shades.
Very hard. So, okay, so you relay the message,
Yeah.
you know.
Cobalt.
Yeah, so they basically, you know, will take care of it from there. So, on your way to the administration building, Rick.
Oh, it's a building now? I thought it was just a room.
Same complex.
Are any of
or
you guys
somewhere
like
else?
computer people?
In the come on. In the future.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are. So is HR in the same complex, or are we now leaving?
This is not like a corporation. So there's no like HR office. There's like an administration building where they'll like file paperwork and stuff like that. Like you might find, you know, if you want to ship goods off world, or if you need a landing permit, or like, you know, you want to rent hangar space. Like this is that
They
building.
have to have an emergency contact with someone.
Right. So
like
this
he has
is-
to sign for big deal things.
Yeah, you
or-
think, you know, you might be able to, there's probably, you know, a computer system, you know, a central computer system here that you could probably get into.
All right. So now that we're traveling over there with the identification of the bomb and whatnot, I think we're a little bit more on a little bit higher of an alert, where it was a bit relaxed before. So yeah, so we stroll, but not too casually.
Right.
Now I'm definitely like on more of an alert.
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
It's like-
So paying attention more to our surroundings, to the building, and it's just desks and clutter everywhere because that's the way.
Lots of cubicles for as far as you can see.
Tons of.
You just
tons
walk
of-
into like a 1-story like office nightmare. You know, there's like an
Absolutely.
entry. There's like an entry vestibule, and beyond that, it is just a hallway and glass lining the hallway, and basically offices, like large areas, bullpens filled with cubicles and things like that.
Nobody's there.
Further down, there's nobody in there. Further down the hallway, after the glass sort of stops there, there are like, what am I trying to say? You like walk up to a window, like at a bank.
Is that where they get paid?
A teller booth.
Like a
in my
teller
paycheck.
booth, but
Okay.
except for like I said, there's like where it's like one that says like permits. The other one's like taxes and fees and like all these different like
Okay.
types of things where you would go in like a typical like government building. But it is not the nicest place. Dingy carpet, like poorly lit, like one of the neon lights overhead's flickering.
You're
And
saying
again,
that
it's
the
like
governor did poor maintenance on his buildings.
yeah, definitely. It's exactly right. So you hear the guy you're leading at gunpoint muttering under his breath, but there's nobody here that you can see.
Continuity error. I thought we left him.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you left him?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with taking him. I think I thought we were taking him. Can we retcon which way?
Oh, I missed that. I thought you took him with you.
No, he said no. But
Oh, all right. Then he doesn't.
I asked. Well, we don't need him. We have his boss's name, so
Okay.
I didn't really feel there was a need to.
yeah, I don't want to get attacked again from behind.
Okay.
Grabs like a giant like permit book and just like whacks it.
Damage.
No, thank you. Yeah,
Goes
seriously.
right through your blade of armor.
It's metal.
So-
obviously. Yeah.
On the other side of this teller window, there's consoles like that you can log in at. We didn't really see them as we were walking through,
Right.
but on the other side of this window, there's consoles. So we don't really see an easy way to get around it. So just bust through the window and throw.
Yeah. So you like
Colin.
bust the window open, and
Why can't
Dan's
Colin?
like, "There's a door."
Yeah.
Dan,
just-
you like
And
climb,
it
you
just
like climb and
appeared?
ninja roll through the window, and Dan just like opens the door and meets you on the other
Actually
side.
got out the C4 and
Just the
Little
tiniest little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah. Shape charge.
So good.
So yeah, so I see that and I see the door and I feel like I kicked the door down. Something's locked somewhere.
Okay.
My character
Listen, it's
is
your narration.
kicking stuff
Yeah.
down.
Door's
People
locked.
get
You
real
can't
mad
open
about
it.
permits.
Yeah,
So mad.
So what's your Colin?
Yeah, Colin.
Colin. That's not that bad.
Colin.
So Colin, think he can sit down and figure out
I
like
immediately go and sit
He's
down
got
at the
the
computer,
information?
turn out a
Pop up
horn.
solitaire.
Yeah, so there's a standard password. It's an outdated operating system, but
One,
one
two,
you're
three, four,
familiar
five.
with. Yep. You
Yeah.
try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does not work.
Oh.
I tap him on the shoulder and I point at the monitor and like there's a taped password on the monitor.
I feel like
We're
that's
awful.
like plot point stuff. There's no taped password. Overruled.
Oh,
You're gonna need to roll to get in.
All right.
this is a functionary.
Oh, nailed it.
There's a little piece of paper taped to the computer with the password on it.
Classic Dan rolling a 12.
Classic Dan.
Oh my god.
Classic Dan.
I mean Colin.
Scrolling through, there's definitely quite a few bosses, and their names are on there, but definitely find where Kevin is. Get his
Justin.
Justin.
His name is
Justin
Justin Colin.
Calling.
Colin. Justin
Colin.
Colin.
With
Okay.
a G?
Yeah.
I find his
C-O-L-L-I-N.
emergency contact information, where his he lives, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
pulling up his stuff. I got his address.
So one
Barker
thing you
Street.
notice is he has been on a leave of absence for about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, he's been on a leave of absence for about 2.5 weeks, which is
suspicious.
suspicious. Yes, very. So we don't know where his absence to, because it's not.
Yeah.
There's
Was
no
there-
recording for that.
Is there anybody else that's been out in that same time period?
No,
Interesting. Okay.
unfortunately, he might single-handedly be the orchestrator of all of this.
I love it. He is the rebel leader.
Just some
I'm
like
going home.
it's like VP of operations, VP spaceport operations by day, rebel leader by night.
Like, just bomb his house.
Oh.
And next episode, you like show up to like 42 like Sugarhurst Drive, and like your mechs, you're like come out with your hands up. Nope. Dan's like, oh, it was 24 Sugarhurst. He got the wrong house.
He's like with a cup of coffee, like.
Like in his bathrobe.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So I just like got the hand over the child. Don't look.
Oh, that's too good. All right. So anyway.
Okay. So I'm thinking we go to his address.
Yeah.
It does show that he's married, so.
And is
maybe.
this like a pretty urban planet? Like, is this like a giant like hive city kind of thing?
No, it's not. I mean, there's really no such. I mean, I guess a couple of the planets are pretty heavily populated, but nothing is like really that crazy.
It's like 6-story complex buildings around
It
the
said,
spaceport
I
kind of stuff.
thought this planet was agriculture. Right?
Yeah.
And
It
like,
is.
That's their primary thing that they're up to.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, there are cities, but like the spaceport's out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to imagine you've got like, nuclear powered dropships like landing from space and stuff. So
Probably pretty loud.
no, but I
Yeah.
mean, beyond the
Well, that's
beyond the spaceport, it's mostly like savannah.
Okay.
Okay.
And there are main highways that come into and out of, and basically every direction.
Okay.
I assume the capital's like pretty built up though.
The capital's pretty built up, and the capital is fairly close. There are two major spaceports that flank, east and west, right? That flank the capital. I'm sorry, and then there are outlying suburbs and things like that.
Okay.
So
Can I ask a plot question?
yeah,
Heck yeah.
So, tracking down this lead, can we just have somebody come over the radio that's telling us that the capital is under fire? Are we allowed to make jumps like that?
Yeah. Dude.
absolutely.
I mean, because the scene's ultimately direct that we're trying to get to the capital, because that's where the rebels are. So
Yeah, it's a good question.
assume
That's
Yeah,
why
and I
was
mean,
like,
I
oh,
think
he's-
so I think it's sort of player and GM discretion. I mean, I think at this point, like you've done a pretty good job of like,
Yeah, we established that there's more than just like a passive.
right. I mean,
we're just letting it happen.
yeah. I mean, the
know.
communications devices, the tapping of the communications
The
is
guy attacking us.
interesting. Like, what's up with that, right? You've got this one guy who's been like mysteriously out for 2.5 weeks. Maybe the capital's under fire, right? Like maybe you need to get there now, or maybe
I thought you said spaceport.
no.
Oh, I thought you were saying the spaceport's
so
like,
That's my
sorry.
idea was like as we were gonna leave to go requisition a IFE or whatever.
Yeah.
We were gonna get
IF.
like the insurgents were gonna like rise up.
Fine.
Like, we were gonna be in a fight
Okay.
in the spaceport at that point
I was gonna say like where. Okay. I
because like we're getting too close.
So like,
Yeah.
but the thing is
or
that
maybe both.
the reason why I ask is because at this point in time, like, Federated Sons are on the planet. It's not the three of us. There's a garrison on the
Right,
planet.
there's like
right?
a
Mech
like a
literally just walked
battalion,
by.
like there's like a
Exactly.
substantial
That's what-
number
so,
of.
and I ask because the insurgents are not just sitting around, or the rebels are not just sitting around being coy waiting for us.
Yeah. Well, that was
So-
my thought with the whole communications. They know where we are now,
Okay.
so that's why they're like ready. And as we get this information, we're about to leave, and then it's like all hell breaks loose.
All right.
kind
Well,
of
here's
thing.
what happens.
Okay.
So you guys are, you've got the address. Your plan is, you're gonna basically, gear up, get some food, and then get on the road. It'll, in this hovercraft, and I mean, this thing screams, like 200 kph or whatever.
12 inches per turn.
Yeah, 24 inches a turn at least when you're sprinting. So this thing really hauls. So you'll get there in a decent amount, like hour and a half or whatever. Like hour maybe. You need to requisition the vehicle, so you're waiting for the for the call back from command. And just as about that comes in, you get the call on the radio. It's like, all right, we've got your hovercraft ready to go. We've got a driver for you. We'll take you out to the location. Commander's approved it. So wait, hold on. The capital is under attack. Capital is under attack. We need to deploy units immediately. Report to the dropship. And he cuts off the communicator.
Sounds like we got our job cut out for us, boys.
Got new orders.
Let's go.
Let's make our way there.
All right. So you guys double time it.
Well, we take a golf cart.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You're in a golf cart. Drifting through the spaceport.
It's a hover cart.
Obviously hover golf cart.
Yeah.
So it's not Star Wars. All right. They're actually
Everything is
hovercraft and BattleTech are like they have fans
Actual
and air skirts, which seems crazy, but they do. So anyway, so you guys are hightailing it. You know, you've got your weapons out. You're ready to go.
Now I
you're
pull out my laser rifle.
You got your rifle out, like, you know, sirens are blaring across the spaceport, and you guys are about halfway between the administration building, and you can see your Union-class dropship, which is one of a few that touched down. There's a few smaller. It's like 2 Unions and maybe a bunch of Leopards that came down as part of your, your detachment that was deployed to this planet. And then all of a sudden, you're about halfway there, and one of the Unions just blows sky high, like just reactor explodes or whatever.
Yeah.
You like hit the brakes on the golf cart.
No, hell no. I'm like, that better not have been our tank. Just keep going. You know.
Well, thankfully your tank was off. You had parked it. Because you had initially deployed in the demolisher to.
Oh right, we tried to get up to the lift.
No, you deployed because you thought there were going to be enemy mechs here, and then after everything was secure, you got out of the tank. So the tank, thankfully, is parked in a hangar.
Let's roll that back then.
So.
Good thing we parked the tank in the.
We should probably go to our tank now. Yeah.
So the dropship explodes, and all of a sudden you hear small arms fire ringing out across the spaceport.
Explosions.
Think lasers too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I have a blade of armor, so I really want lasers.
Okay. Well, I mean, small arms fire, you know, bunch of things. We'll roll randomly to see if you get hit with a laser or a machine gun fire. But either way, your golf cart along the side gets raked with bullets. You all instinctively duck down bullets, and the tire, one of the front tire explodes. Make a driving check.
Wait, I thought it was a floating one.
There's no such thing as a floating golf
That
cart.
is not a good roll.
So the golf cart
I roll a 5.
tucks, boom, and flips up. You guys go flying.
Beautiful.
And this is one of the ones with like the fabric
driving,
top,
bro.
not with that like.
You go right
not
through
with
the fabric
shell. Yeah, it's
The
just
hard shell is
crumbles.
even worse, though.
That's probably true.
There's no top. It's just an open top. So the 3 of you go flying, scattered. Now imagine being on an airport runway. There's very little cover, and you're like, administration buildings probably 200 yards in one direction. Your dropship's probably, maybe 300 yards to each, right? You're kind of in between the two. The flaming wreck of the dropship. Dropships are big. It didn't like explode into a million pieces, but it's like smoking. You can smell it, like it's just choking the air.
So there's no like space cargo boxes and stuff.
Not a whole lot. There is some stuff, but you're in pretty open ground, and you can see there are Crucis Lancers, but also other sort of in dusty sort of gray tan garbs running around, opening fire at will. Now, you scatter. You all hit the pavement. I need everybody to make before we go any further. Make a reflex check for me. So you're going to do 2d6 plus your reflex.
Critical
Ooh.
success.
Thom, you backflip out of the flaming cart.
10, 13.
13. So you guys each take 1 point of damage.
Ooh, I died.
You take 3.
Ooh.
Well, wait a minute. It can be reduced by your armor if you have something that reduces physical damage,
I got ballistics.
which you have a blade of armor. The ground is made of lasers.
I'm like, oh
I'm
no.
fine, guys.
I have ballistics as well. Is that not?
Does it protect against knives?
I didn't see anything. Well, I stayed away from the energy armor.
That's a good question. Yeah, I
I
stay away
always
from
saw
energy armor
ballistic.
too. Oh, you know what? Physical
Like
physical
micro
damage is fatigue damage, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good question. I can look.
Let's take a look.
Did you say I take 3 or 2?
You take 3.
3.
But before you mark it, let's take a quick look. This is a learning moment. My favorite thing about BattleTech books is they fake out where the indexes.
Oh,
It's like, oh, is it the back of the book? No, just kidding. It's all of these record sheets and then a bunch of other stuff, and then maybe the
okay. So it's first applied to your armor column.
physical damage.
Well, it just says every character sheet lists the weapon in which damage. Whenever a character takes damage, it is first applied to the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Once all the armor pips are marked off, damage is then applied to the character's condition monitor. However, attacks that cause fatigue damage, see below, generally do not reduce armor and instead are applied directly to the fatigue. Okay, so physical versus fatigue damage. There are two types. This is on page 36. By the way, sorry. Physical damage represents potentially lethal injuries such as gashes, gouges, burns, and breaks. Fatigue damage represents non-lethal damage such as bruises, fatigue, stun weapons, and so on. Once the target's armor has been depleted, all weapons apply the damage to the physical column unless the weapon has an F. Weapons with the F apply to the fatigue. So unarmed attacks have fatigue. My katana does not have an F.
Mm-hmm.
My laser rifle does not have an F. So it's probably like unarmed attacks are F, or maybe some certain stun weapons.
Mm-hmm. So anything that isn't tagged as F is just whether it's, if it's like a knife or whatever, I think your blade of armor, like if you get stabbed, would you expect your armor to protect you?
Well, yeah, I mean, a blade of armor just does -2 to energy. That's all. So it still functions as normal
armor,
but it has
an
benefit.
Additional reduction.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Some coating, probably.
So you can reduce it from your armor then.
Okay, so instead of taking 3, I would take 2.
1.
You take 3 to your. Well, why does it? No, it doesn't reduce.
Well, the
What is your
flak armor reduces physical or ballistics by 1.
It's not ballistic damage.
Okay, so
yeah. So you take 3.
All to condition or 2?
No.
ballistics weapons
Armor.
are specifically
Okay.
small arm.
Black armor, it's by 2 to ballistics.
Yeah. But there's no. But it's not
No.
ballistic damage.
Ballistics
Yeah.
bullets.
I see what you're
No,
saying.
I did the concealed, not the.
So there's no
yeah.
modifier to taking
Not that cool.
like
Yep.
this kind of
All right.
damage. I like it.
Learning experience. So you
1 pips armor.
You take 1. You take 3 to your armor. So you guys come flying out of the cart. You're.
I drag him back behind the cart. I kind of fell like underneath it, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
now we have a little bit of cover.
So you can hear like bullets like. Now the cart's up on its side. It provides fairly decent cover.
Yeah.
What do you see, Tom?
I'm looking for Caleb. I'm wondering where he is in this because he was in the back seat. So when we went over, I figured So I'm looking sort of in front. Do I see you?
Yeah, you see.
Okay, sweet.
This
Are you just like
hulking
standing?
massive man.
Yeah.
Shotgun. I'm also chucked clear, and I scramble around because it is the only cover, right?
Yep.
You're pulling him behind, and I also grab on just to help get him behind cover. So, we see. I think you said that the rebels appear to be in khakis, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roughly.
So they're
Off khaki.
off khaki, but they're pretty easy to pick out.
Yeah, they're totally different than the Crucis
So,
Lancers, which are more like olive drab, like that darkish green. Yeah, that's more like a hunter green, I guess.
Yep. So you look pretty. You okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm like actually coming too great.
Yeah.
Like
Little days.
Yeah.
Okay.
a little
So
bit.
as soon as they're fine, I'm just gonna pull my laser rifle out.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? It is a laser. Okay, cool.
Yep.
It's very generic sounding, but okay. I pull out my Mark IV laser rifle.
Oh, I love it.
And I take a position on top, and because we're taking fire into the bottom of it, so I'm at the top of it, and I'm just trying to scope out somebody to shoot.
What do you say?
So there's sort of like a building structure off to the side, and there's like the classic guys in khakis like running around shooting. Like,
Yeah.
Very disarrayed. They're obviously not like professional military
Not
people.
trained yet,
Yeah, so we're not like under attack from like an army, like a militia or something like that. So I'm like, so I got the scope of that. I need to look at where we can go. We need to get somewhere because there's still more of them than there are of us. Yep. Is there another vehicle? Guys, we got to find a way out of this situation.
Yeah, listen, I can see like some of the luggage ships over there, right? There's got to be. We're on a cart,
like that little
right?
cart thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
So,
those things.
I think you're good to run, right?
Yeah.
Feel all right?
Yeah.
I
mean,
Guys, just my
you
armor
took, like,
got
no
damaged.
damage. Yeah.
I'm gonna deploy
literally fine.
the bipods, and I'm gonna roll to the front of the cart, and I'm gonna deploy machine gun down scope to where the enemy are to give you guys cover. Like, go get the vehicle. I'll
Ooh.
cover you.
Well, that's good because you could definitely suppress them.
Dudes exploding on the tarmac.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right, so you take up a position, smoke billowing across the battlefield at this point, not only from the dropship, but just from other things exploding.
Before they go, there's going to be parts of the dropship that's going to start landing right like around us, like large pieces.
Trying to kill us?
Oh, like just debris,
just
like
debris
fire
coming
like
down,
whoosh,
smoking
like,
and fire. It's going to be landing right on the back of this.
All right.
And that's just creating more chaos
Absolutely.
for everybody. So,
But also providing cover.
exactly.
It falls
Or
and
is
then
it?
starts getting hit. Yeah. It falls on the wrong side.
Crap.
Okay.
Yes, excellent. So everybody's in disarray. In the distance, you can see the two mechs that were on patrol. You can hear it's like ear splitting, the launch of like LRM fire and and lasers and autocannons. You see like some small hovercraft explode on the savannah, and you can see small vehicles like swarming these mechs as they're torso twisting and trying to take on their attackers. So it's mayhem across the board right now. Dan,
Well, these
downrange.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
I'm going to start firing. As soon as I start firing, you guys make the run for it.
All right, so you got your red dot up. You sight in one guy who is, basically looks like he's lining up his rifle to shoot you.
Yes.
So we'll start with you, and then from there we'll go around the table this way.
Okay. So it's a support weapon. So let me use the strength, and that'll be 9.
Okay.
Use strength to shoot a gun.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually 10. I'm sorry. 10. Sorry.
It's 10.
Yeah.
You get to shoot twice with a machine gun. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So why don't you make your second attack?
Okay.
So machine guns and assault rifles, like your standard assault rifle. 12. Okay. So you're laying down fire on the range. You strike this guy. What's the damage of the machine gun? 4. Okay. So he is down. He just goes down. You're not sure that he's completely dead, but he is definitely down. But there are still 3 or 4 other guys that you can see through the smoke. To your guys' comments, they're very disarrayed, but at this point, a couple of them hit the deck to take cover. A couple of them are on their knees, but they're definitely looking in your direction. You're up. And range is, like medium. They're fairly far away. Now the machine gun, I think,
Far. Oh, I have to far.
It's okay at
far.
It's okay at far.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's.
Tom, you have ranged?
Yeah, that's.
I do. I'm near range. It's not far, but yeah.
All right. So Rick, Caleb is up.
Usually medium distance. Yeah.
What are you doing, and what do you see?
All right, so I'm just seeing Dan. Wait, I can't. Colin. Sorry.
Colin first.
Colin.
Yeah.
We need those little tent cards that Aaron used to give us. Back
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
day.
They were just these things that I used to fold and have.
You know what I
They
can
worked.
do?
Print 'em.
3D print nameplates.
Nice.
Dan wants to 3D print everything.
I want to have like
Sorry,
2 mechs
man.
holding the name card.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
On either side.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as he starts shooting, I'm taking off, and you're right on my side. I think, right?
That's right.
But as we're
We're
running,
gonna stay tight.
I'm telling you, I have no ranged weapons on me, right?
Yeah.
I only have my shotgun, so I'm good. Anything up close, they got a pump to the chest, right?
Sweet.
So we're running, and we pass a piece of the dropship debris, and there's one of the rebels is right there. Like we basically run right into
Run right into him.
Run right into him.
But
But
I'm gonna literally run into him. I'm just
Okay.
gonna like.
All right,
rifle
well,
check him in the
it's
face.
surprise all around. He doesn't know.
Let's
we're
make,
running at him.
why don't we make reflex checks to see who acts first? Yeah, he's totally surprised. He gets a 9.
I get a 9. But do
I
I
get-
How'd you
modify
reflex?
with a 2, so
Yeah.
11.
11, and you're
14.
at a 14. So you act first. So you come around the corner.
So I come around the corner. Again, we're running into him, and I have no time to really get the gun out and level it at him and just cold cock him in the face.
Love it.
Right?
All right.
So he just drops.
Oh,
To his
let's
knees.
see if he
Nah, he
drops.
drops.
Gotta roll it.
This is actual combat now.
Can't narrate that, bruh. All right, maybe he does drop. We'll see.
What's
So you definitely hit him. So the damage on a shotgun, on a pump shotgun.
No, it's like club right now.
I get it.
Right?
So 1 plus your strength. What's your strength?
3.
All right. So he drops. He does drop. I mean, you hit him clean in the face. You probably hear something break, jaw. Not sure what.
I kick him as I run by.
You just like walk over him.
yeah.
Rebel scum.
All right. So yeah. So he's out cold. A couple more are gonna try to shoot as you guys are running through. So Dan, one of these guys is gonna take a shot at you. You got it?
Pretty sure he's got it.
You can also add, I'll give you an additional +2 for your cover because you're in a pretty concealed position.
So that's 9, 11.
Reflex.
So yeah, remember you had your reflex
right.
twice.
So that would be 15.
Yeah, 15 with the extra +2.
Yeah.
All right, another guy shooting you.
That me?
Yep.
Okay. Oh.
So I got a
So that's
10.
5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus. It's 9, 10, 11. 11.
You got an 11.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like like a laser beam just like sears off part of the car, like the golf cart where you're sitting.
Ooh.
Like the exhaust is like.
They do have lasers.
Yeah. Tom's like, oh yes. You can't see them though.
That's true.
You have no idea what they're shooting. You're like, is that guy's gun jammed? Oh, he's got a laser.
Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
no, I have that laser thing so I can see the color.
So let's see. Another guy shooting at you.
You killed someone.
Oh.
Bro, you
9,
killed
yeah.
someone.
But
And the
that
last
me?
one, yeah, they're all
Okay.
just trying. Oh no, this guy's gun. So one of the guys' guns jams. He's like, oh.
That's why you use lasers, buddy. It's like it blows up in his face.
Oh.
He's got shrapnel in his eyes.
So good. All right. So, you're up, right?
Yeah, so we're like halfway to the
Yeah, the little carrier.
luggage cart, the
Luggage cart.
cargo carrier. Yeah, and I turn around. I'm just trying to keep an eye on Colin, and I notice that he's getting charged. Dudes are running out.
Yeah,
you're just like mowing guys down.
They're closing. You know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not like blindly charging. They're not chaos cultists, Tom.
I imagine they were.
Yeah, like they have like an axe and a
You
pistol.
know me too well.
I mean, I know exactly what you're
it's
thinking.
like
It's not
tongues
that.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, right. One dude's got
Yeah.
horns, the
Just
giant
one,
eye.
just
Yeah.
one.
One more. It's not that game.
Yeah.
So
No,
these
that's
guys are closing, but a couple of them, like I said, are
but he can't see it because they're coming up from like your blind spot. So like I turn around and I'm just gonna like stop for a second as you run up to them and just like try to take some guys out.
okay.
So they're at medium, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll do an attack with my laser rifle at a guy, and we'll see what I get. Oh, that's an 11 plus.
Yeah, you hit him.
Okay.
What's the damage on the laser rifle?
4.
4. Another guy drops.
Yeah.
So you guys are well trained.
Yeah.
You're sighting these dudes in, and they're dropping like flies.
And again, combat sense and toward duty, I'm just good under pressure, no fear.
Just no fear.
Just going for it,
You make your way up to this.
I'm
This
doing that
vehicle.
backwards jog as I'm like shooting.
Like in Halo, like you like jump up in the air. Yeah. You just sticky grenade one of the dudes and then teabag him after he blows up. I get it.
He flies and I jump off of him.
Oh my god. So you get up to the car, the luggage vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, this is no standard like luggage cart. I mean, this is like a heavy duty, like this thing loads like giant pieces of cargo on dropships, right? So it is built. It's like tank treads on the back and wheels in the front.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a huge like deployable bed, so it's big. And it's got a full cab. So you get up to it, again, you can hear the bullet fire ricocheting off. Dan, you're still on the ground, finger on the trigger, your barrel's getting hot.
I'm gonna shift positions. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna move to the back of the
Okay.
to the wagon because I was on the ground at the front, so
Yep.
I'm gonna move and I'm gonna use the back end because now that I saw that he's taking out the guys that are kind of charging on my right side, use that side and I'm gonna fire down at those guys as they're charging.
At the other, the group that's closing.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So there's only 2 of them left. There were 3 initially.
Okay.
They're all on their feet. One of them just dropped from his laser fire. They're sort of confused because they're taking fire from 2 different angles. So go ahead. You get 2 attacks with your machine gun.
I guess I'm gonna try and split it between the 2 of them.
Okay. So
Basically, yeah. Ooh, so that's what did I say? That's a 15.
Okay, you got him. And you want to roll a hit on the other one?
Yeah. Ooh. So
You got
that's
it.
12.
All right, so these guys drop like flies. I mean, you know, they're just not prepared. They don't have armor on, and the caliber of bullet that you're sending down range just shreds them.
Okay.
These poor dudes just drop, like that's it, done. You're up.
What are we fighting for?
Why are we here?
So, slam the thing into reverse. Anders has
I'm kidding.
Anderson has stayed. The cab door's open. He's outside because he's continuing to
Right.
provide support to the other FedSun members that
Yep.
are on
Dispersed, yep.
Okay.
So we go back and we grab Dan. There's enough room in the cab.
So you get
Oh,
in. You
damn.
get in the vehicle.
I'm driving the vehicle.
Okay, so you
because-
hop in, throw it in reverse.
Hop
Dude,
in,
we're
Is this-
in
is
the
this kind of
bulldog medium truck.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Heck
like a bulldog.
Because I'm
medium
gonna
truck.
jump into the back.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna jump in the
And
cab,
just
and I'm just gonna I'm gonna be on the back of
Yeah,
the
it's
hood.
similar. It's similar. Not quite that, but very
Let
similar.
me just point out it has one of those little tiny goofy satellite dishes on it.
That's. I mean, it's
Just-
BattleTech.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right. So
So wait a minute. Do me a favor and make it just a basic drive check, which is reflex based. Okay.
I might be.
So I mean, you're taking fire, right? So you're driving. I mean, you're driving under pressure, but boom, you slam it into gear.
Max speed
Right.
of 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But
So much torque. So much torque.
you're just trying to get us to our tank.
Yes.
Because it's armored. The cab's armored, right? So I'm able to go back and get Colin as we're still taking fire and the shrapnel is continuing to drop off the dropship.
Yep.
You slow speed avoided.
You hop in the back.
Yeah, I'm hopping in the back, and I deploy on the roof of the truck, and just
Yeah.
I'm gonna
in
return
the vent.
fire.
Yeah, but you put it IC.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be.
So you
anybody's
guys
firing
are
arms.
hauling. You're laying down cover fire.
So I start screaming to Anders, where's the tank at? I'm because I have lost track of where we are out on this
Spark
field.
up. Wouldn't you like to know, buddy?
That's all right.
My arms out the window. I'm just like, no, I'm kidding.
We're like driving in circles. I'm like,
Yeah.
where are we
It's like,
going?
what was that, Black Hawk Down, where the Humvees kept
Yeah.
going in the circle? God, it's awful.
Like you should have brought a laser rifle. You wouldn't run out of.
They have battery packs.
That's true too. Well, not in this game.
Yeah, they do.
We don't track.
Oh, that's fair. Not in
Destiny.
Destiny. We don't run out
Not
of
in
ammo.
Destiny, comma.
This isn't classic, buddy.
Yeah. Destiny, the RPG.
I love it.
No, I'm like, I direct them over to it. So like, I just based on where our dropship was.
Okay.
I'm like, I know that it's there. Yeah, so
Well,
We parked in the Little Mermaid section.
yeah. It's lot C.
He's like, bleep,
Oh
bleep,
my
it's over that way. Bleep, bleep. I can hear it.
Oh my god. All right. So, jokes aside, so you guys, as you're driving, you're taking fire, you're returning fire.
I'm shooting out.
You're
the window.
basically, you're doing everything you can, but your truck isn't really something that they're focused on. They're focused on the ground troops, which most of the Crucis troops have retreated to, the dropships, to the more armored vehicles and things like that. The Demolisher was one of the few things that was like outside,
Nobody's driving my baby.
and those mechs but remember, a bunch of the mechs already got deployed on reconnaissance, right? So the two mechs are being drawn away from, you can see the Shadowhawk and, it's like real tiny on the horizon, like out in the savannah. The sun's starting to set and like the thing looks very tiny, just a little black dot, that you can barely make out.
If you're building this up towards they're gonna like blow our tank up, I'm leaving.
You just rip the camera, all the cameras down, just smash the GoPros. I'm done with this.
So are we getting reports over comms now that we are a little bit more in control of the situation on what's happening with the mechs
Unfortunately,
out
no,
there?
our comms are being jammed.
Oh, how'd you know? Were you reading my notes? We're on the same page. Totally. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, so you're driving, I'm like, I'm gonna try to get comms up, and all I hear is static. Or it's like a repeating message like, the rebels are in control. The rebels are in control.
Imperial troops have entered the base.
Yeah, so I'm like, I think, do you think we gotta take care of this?
Yeah, man.
It didn't seem like they had any, we found like a
Perception
lot of,
check for me, please.
Yeah. I'm not afraid.
Perception check for me, please. Since
not
you're also
smart,
you're
yeah.
focused on driving. Oh,
Oh,
damn.
damn.
So you're you basically clear the rear.
Yeah, and I
right?
yell, I'm like, comms are down.
So you clear the rear, you bring the gun around to the direction that they're driving, and you've got the scope, which also can mag, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
3x or whatever. You scope it in, and you see there are 3 dudes on top of the tank trying to get it open.
Okay.
And the one guy's like got a welding mask and like a torch that they've got
Not our
from
baby.
They're trying to get into our baby.
yeah.
Oh, no.
So it's like it's like a maintenance shed basically, and you kind of like sort of tried to hide the tank, but it's 100 tons. So it's very
literally the shed is like it's off the ground.
you like actually, but you backed into it, the whole shed lifted off the ground. So they're like, they're trying to basically steal your tank. So what do you want to do?
What did you say? They're far or extreme?
They're at extreme range at this point.
Okay. So I probably won't even be able to score a hit on them.
Yeah. Try it.
You know what? I'm gonna fire at them.
Yeah.
Just to at least try and scare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're disrupting.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
so-
you're, so this thing, extreme range for you would be like, let's call it -4.
Okay.
At the range that they're at. Now, normally, right, there is not an extreme range on ground, but because you have a support weapon, you can shoot a little bit further. You can try to score a hit.
Okay.
At least scare them off.
So that's 9 and 5. This is 14.
-4.
Oh, -4. So it'd be 11. Sorry.
No, it'd be...
The 10. Sorry.
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you barely
My
miss.
math is great.
It like chips the paint on Tom's tank. The one dude drops the torch and like
Enders.
jumps off the tank as bullet fire rains in. You're still driving?
I am still driving.
So you got the pedal down. What's going
A
on?
brisk
I'm
13
like going
miles an
nowhere.
hour.
I'm saying, guys, maybe we should just get out and run here.
Basically, you get into like medium range at this point.
Are those
after-
guys still in the tank, or do you scare them off?
Well,
You
they're
scare 'em off,
scattered,
yeah.
and no, they're picking up their guns now.
Oh,
Like the
great.
2 guys had their guns.
You couldn't kill them?
Um,
No, I'm kidding. It's
And
fine.
they're gonna fire back now
Yeah.
that the vehicle is in range,
Right.
but you get to act first.
Yeah, so if we're in like near range now,
Yeah,
I'm gonna start
medium,
firing
yeah.
out the window.
Yeah, medium range. Okay.
Okay.
Let's not push it.
So I rolled a 9, 10, 11.
Oh yeah, so you nail the dude. 4
12.
damage. So the
Yeah,
one guy
4
is putting a magazine in the gun. You like there's like a line, like an energy seared.
Lasers rule, buddy.
Bullets rule.
Yeah, I'm literally only firing at people with ballistic
With you're
weapons.
just,
Because the laser, I'm like,
just
I slowly-
profile. You're
yeah.
profiling people. It's awful. So Dan, you're up.
Oh, I can fire again.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. All right.
Then
So
next
you're
guy is still
now
alive.
you're at
Medium range. Right?
near range,
Yeah.
whatever that is. Yeah.
So,
It's so confusing. Close, near, far. Why can't we just call it
My
point
weapon
blank, short,
jammed.
medium? What's that?
my weapon jammed.
Oh, she rolled a double 1. Yeah. So Rick's driving and boom, like hits like a huge like speed bump. Like they have like speed bumps back because you're like now you're basically off the main tarmac. You're in like access roads and things,
Right.
and you just. I mean, you just spray bullets up the side of like one of the towers. Some dude falls out. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you just totally whiff on the gun. It doesn't jam though, but so you're up, sir. So you're now driving. You could basically get like right up to the tank, or you could try to run people over, whatever you want to do.
Are we at the shed yet?
You can be if you want to.
ram the shed. Yell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just slam it actually into the shed and
Heck yeah.
just try and mow the dudes down.
Okay. Well, they're
minutes.
outside the shed.
Well, then
Yeah,
I'm
there could be
going
more
But they're
inside
close
the
to
shed.
it. Yeah.
run them over, and
Okay.
and as it's going, I'm ditching out the side of the vehicle while it's moving.
Your
Alright,
ghost,
so-
your ghost ride in the
Yeah, I'm like, bros, like let's get out of this thing,
Yeah.
and I'm just sending it right to him.
wind.
So
You're never driving the tank. But...
Yeah, so there's like
so I dive on the ground.
yeah, there's
so
like
what
a toolkit like in the thing that you had noticed earlier.
Yep.
You like pull like a pry bar out and like jam it on
Yep.
the gas pedal and like
Nice.
the thing like picks up speed and it's like driving
picks up
straight
speed.
for these dudes.
14 miles an hour. Nice.
It goes like it probably goes
I
40
thought
miles.
I had
40.
this thing floored.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm-
you jump out the side.
I gracefully roll out.
All right. You guys are all gonna have to make
Athletics.
athletics
Painful,
checks.
painful checks.
I mean, you couldn't just get out of the vehicle normally.
No, no way. No.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you two take 1 point of damage to your armor. You take 3 this time. Now, you're just like dazed. Dan, you managed to hop out the back.
Yeah.
Did
You know,
I
and
run
so-
anybody over though?
Well, we'll get there. You hop out the back. So you're on your feet. You roll out the side, so you're gonna basically, you're still kind of scrambling for, to get back to your feet. But you do manage to wheel your head around, and the truck is just going straight at these dudes, and they scatter, and it hits the shed. Boom! It doesn't explode,
No.
but there's just debris everywhere, and part of the shed sort of like leans back. Dan, you're up.
I am gonna. I mean, I see the guys scatter.
Actually, I'm sorry. They're up. You're on your feet. They're gonna open fire. They see you. They see you. They're gonna shoot it first at you.
I am on the ground, but yeah.
Yes, and I'll give you an extra +1.
I don't need it. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, yeah, you don't
I
need
do
it.
need it. Oh.
No, I mean they're so
7, 4, 12.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
The other guy. Ooh.
Oh. Use your edge. Use your edge. I'd have him reroll that. He might kill you.
What time is it? I'll use.
What? No, that's metagaming. You have tons of armor left.
Wait, what's
I
the?
have. Well,
what's the
I actually
damage
didn't
you
even. What did I have? Like 5 and 2?
Yeah.
Some 7? Was I
Yeah.
at 7-ish on these?
Yeah. So 7.
And then I do reflex
Yeah,
twice.
13, but he'll still beat you.
Okay.
There's no. Well, you automatic. Oh no, you
You
only
only-
automatically fail.
That's
okay.
right.
I got you.
Ballistic weapons.
Yeah, it's a bullet gun.
Okay.
It's a bullet gun. All right, so
Alright, so
he
it's
hits you. You're gonna take 3 points of damage.
So -2 for my armor.
Okay, so your armor holds up, so you take 1 point to your armor.
Now,
Now.
is it a one-time thing or every attack made against you reduce? Like, do you lose that? Like,
No, I think you. It's just until the armor's gone. I think essentially.
that's pretty.
But
cool.
we should read up on that. It's cool. It's a fair question. So you get shot, but you take it in the vest. It's not a big deal. Now you're up.
I am gonna fire. Then just
All right, so
kind
you
of kneel and then down,
still got
down
the
lane.
bipod hanging off.
Yeah. I'm
Wait,
gonna
you
split.
have like that big of a machine gun?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dude,
in-
it's enormous.
Yeah.
In the 80s? No.
249. So 10.
Okay, so you got a. No, you have like more than a 10. What's your
Oh no, sorry. It's at 18.
18? I got an 8. You did not get an 18.
You.
8 and 6 is 14.
Yes. Yeah.
I got you, bud. The other guy rolled a hit for the other guy. I only got a 6. You hit. So you hit both. I mean, again, 4 points of damage each. They don't have armor. It just lights into them. They're not dead, but they are incapacitated. They're very banged up. They're not.
Do I see additional
Interested
ones, or is
in-
it just
in
those
getting
two
up.
that-
It's the only two you see. The welding torch guy you do not see.
All right, I'm gonna, if I can, move forward now. Like I
Okay.
executed my plan and then start moving forward and looking for these two.
Yep.
To make sure they're
So
all right.
you
or
see
help get
them.
up.
You see him. He's like holding his head, but he's getting up. He's sort of staggering, cigar hanging out of his mouth. You're back on your
It's a
feet again.
cigarello. It's one of the real
An
thin.
e-cig.
Yeah.
Or it's got the holder.
Oh, just like laser weapons, it's only e-cigs.
E-cigs, yeah. What are you doing?
How dispersed are these guys right now? Like you dropped
Well,
2
two of them are dead. You want to make?
There's only one more.
Yeah, you don't see him. Make a quick perception check. See if you can spot him through the smoke and the debris. Yes. So you see him. He's running like away from you on an angle, like to get in between two like warehouse type buildings.
Is he
Because
still
again,
in the
you're
welding
looking
house?
down like a street, right? And there's all these low buildings. Big dropship looming in the distance beyond them
Nah, he's
on
dropped
a
that.
landing pad. But he's ducking in.
All right. So, not having any ranged weapons, I yelled at Anders, who's right next.
No,
to
you
me.
can hit him with a shotgun. I mean, he's like basically on the other side of the street.
Oh, all right.
I thought
he
close
was
like within weapon range.
a lot.
No, he can shoot near with the pump shotgun.
No, I
Okay.
can't.
No, I thought it was
I can
close
shoot.
only.
Well, he's close enough for your.
-2. Is
Yeah, minus
Oh,
2.
yeah,
You
so
can,
just-
yeah, you can shoot it.
Oh,
Yeah, man. It's just a
Come on,
matter
bro.
of hitting it. You can shoot it
I-
all the
I-
time.
Isn't there?
yeah.
Isn't there
okay
something?
means you can no penalty, and then there's like,
Oh, you can split damage up. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whoa.
But you're not.
Split
I mean, it's
damage
it's
from
a.
his face to his stomach.
Wait, the shotgun does 10? Oh no, that's
6.
C4.
Jesus
mind.
Christ.
I wish I had C4.
Doesn't really
All right. Let me see.
roll on his 2.
So he ducks it. Boom! So your shotgun leaves like all these divots on in the concrete of the warehouse.
What did you roll?
9. I rolled an 11 total.
Oh, well, I also rolled
Oh, did you?
With your
Yes, I
negative?
did.
No, not with the 11. Not with the -2. You rolled a 9.
That's right.
You could edge it.
That was a pretty
I
good
don't
roll.
need to kill him that bad.
Okay. So he ducks and he runs away. The other 2 guys are like, and you're like, bzz, bzz. Take that, pew pew. So there she is. You need a name for the tank, like Big Bertha or something. Not Big Bertha, but you get something like that. So as soon as you get to the tank, you know, you guys get in your normal stations. You know, pilots, gunners, whatever, and you know you fire up the tank. And the comms on the tank are obviously superior to
Encrypted.
Yeah, they're cutting through some of the
Satellite.
interference, and you can hear over the comms like enemy, battle mech.
I work on my comms.
Make a roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Can I assist him with that?
Yeah, sure thing.
I
Do
don't
we have a
need
gun turret on
assistance.
top, like
Heck
some
yeah.
type of Gatling, something,
Sure.
something up there?
You sure you don't need assistance?
I rolled an 11.
Dan's
Oh,
like,
come on.
Dan's like, I rolled a 42.
Oh,
It's like, what?
16?
16. So you guys are working on it. You know, you're basically, you know, tag teaming it. You cut through it. It's like, this is Corporal Walsh to any available armored units. We have enemy battle mechs in the spaceport. Repeat, enemy battle mechs in the spaceport. We must protect the dropships while they're powered down. And we're gonna wrap up there. How about that, folks? We're gonna stop there for the night,
Liked it.
and next time we will pick up.
This is fun.
Can the Demolisher
Take down.
take it down? You got a lot to do though. Next week, you gotta face down these battle mechs. Then you've got to continue your quest for figuring out what's going on with these rebels.
I think we should just abandon that, and now we should just kill them all.
Just the entire planet.
Yeah.
Just drive the Demolisher around.
Rolling over.
It's like Grand Theft Auto, but in a Demolisher. Well, that was fun. I thought the sort of the collaborative DM thing went pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, no, I liked it.
Game Baron.
The game baron.
The game baron has decreed that the game went well.
I agree. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching our pilot episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll definitely continue on with this Uprising mission. So you know that might take us through a few more nights, maybe 3 or 4 more nights, and
Iron out the
then
kinks.
iron out the kinks, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll do some more. What do you think?
Any
Yeah, man.
immediate feedback? Changes?
Nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
just a couple of rules things. And I remember when we played beta, we had questions about how armor works. I don't think it's very explicit. I'll have to read closely in here to see if there's more guidance on it. But otherwise, I mean, the system's easy, right? I mean, it's very simple and it's very fun. What did you think?
Yeah, it went really easy. It
Yeah.
was very good. I mean, if you have any like RPG background, it's just like very intuitive to come up with stuff because it's usually things you're running through your head when you're playing that you can't do. So now you can just
do
we're
it.
doing it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So yeah, what about you?
I think the flow is like when you first start, you're kind of like, oh, I feel weird. But like as you just get into it, it just seems more natural,
Yeah.
more and more.
I would
Like,
agree.
just throwing things out there, like this is what I want to happen.
That is
Initially,
funny.
when you were like, "Damn, what do you want?" I was like, "I don't know." But then as we got the story going, I'm like, "Oh, I want this to happen, and I want that to happen." So
Yeah. What'd you think, Rick?
I enjoyed it. This is so much more my thing than those other things that we play.
Yeah. Rick's not a D&D guy.
So-
Rick's a shotgun guy.
Because of the setting, not so much the rules.
I am more sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
And this is much more so my wheelhouse. I like the
Even though you're very much like caveman Rick.
in this. I needed to get back to that. That's my
Just wanna
my
vibe-
core. That's my
Rick does have a
aspect.
vibro axe on his
So-
character. He's been itching to use.
Right.
I've been
Which is
trying to
why I
pull
was
up the
asking
comment.
how close that guy was there at the end because I was
I feel terrible now because I've been murdering everything before you even
It's
get
okay.
to
That's
it.
fine.
We're gonna get.
You're like the
hand
dude,
soon
like
enough.
just Rambo
Um,
with the big machine gun.
One-handed.
One-handed, totally, yeah.
Commando.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I think like Dan said, I've never actually been a DM, GM, or any of that kind of stuff.
Or Game
before.
Baron.
Yeah, or Game Baron, exactly.
My lord, my lord.
I know that we've played this similar a little while ago, and I had kind of forgotten how it went. But yeah, it was fun, and I think over the next couple episodes, be much more relaxed with some of that gameplay and making stuff up.
I thought it was good. I liked, I liked the black box, right? I liked all of the sort of intrigue around that. Like, there's still open questions there that we shouldn't forget to address. Like, maybe they were just monitoring the spaceport to see when we landed, but maybe there's something else going on, right? There's still the whole thread of like, why is this governor such a jerk, right? Like, was there something going on, or was it just high taxes?
Aren't they all? Jerks?
All? Right, they're all. So there's that whole thread. I liked when we were kind of like grinding down on the investigation. You were like, things blow up, right? The capital's under siege. The SCARP, the spaceport, gets attacked. Like, I thought
This
that
nerd
was
stuff
very...
has to end.
This nerd. But that's great, though. I think that's good dynamic. But anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah.
So, guys, a couple of quick things. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. Head on over to Patreon, $1, $5, or $10. Is the tiers available.
Make you holla.
$10 gets you sort of extra access to things. $5 does too. You get downloads and things like that. $10, you get
Aaron's credit report.
My credit report, right? My social security number, whatever you want.
Live cam to my house.
Right. I mean, you can just watch me.
No audio though.
No audio.
Yeah. That is...
You just watch me yell at my kids about soccer.
The dog get up, drink, sit back down, sleep for a while, get back up.
So good. But we did have some exciting polls on Patreon. Specifically, we asked them about this, right? This was a result of Patreon. They wanted to see some of this. We actually had one about Dan the speed paints. People were very interested in seeing a tutorial on those. They're really cool,
I have
by the
contrast paints, but the speed paints they just recently came out, and I'm still waiting for mine to come.
You got yours.
I got mine. You know where I got mine? Nice segue. Aries Games and Minis.
Yes.
That's the place to go, guys. If you have not been to Aries Games and Minis, it is your one-stop shop for minis, paints, dice, books.
He also
my credit report.
He's a separate.
He sells them.
Separate section. Email Derek.
Conveniently, he also has them individually, so it's like you can buy the full set, or you can buy
the speed paints. You mean?
Yeah,
and
They're
all the
so
armor
much
painter
cheaper
stuff.
than
The
contrast paint kit that I was
$7.
Oh, I told him I was trying to buy the kit.
Yeah.
With and they were sold out thankfully because I would have spent so much money on them.
Yeah, well, Derek's got them at a great price.
But the
like
speed
everything
paints
else.
are cheap.
Yeah,
the speed paints are way more affordable.
And everything I've seen, they're just they're better.
Whoa,
yeah,
better.
Yeah, the deployment is better on them. They just
I've heard great things. We're gonna dive in. Maybe you can come over. We can paint.
I'd love it.
We'll see. We'll see.
I got a couple of things I would like to get painted. So yeah, I won't mind bringing them over.
Now you're not invited.
I'm gonna put those pro painters.
JK, my studio, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't speak Spanish.
Studio?
Wow. On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Okay.
And stay tuned for the next exciting episode of MechWarrior Destiny. Always great stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. Have a good night.